everyone. Continuing with our questions in the summation series, let's look at a problem that looks very difficult in the beginning but is very interesting to solve. A set of consecutive positive integers beginning with 1 is written and then one number is erased. The average of the remaining numbers is 35, 7 by 17. You have to find the erased number. So the difference from the earlier questions is you don't have the sum now, you have the average. So if you have to solve this with an equation, this is what your equation will look like. The summation of numbers from 1 to n, right, is n into n plus 1 by 2 minus k, is for the number that has been erased. Now the average of the remaining can be found by dividing by n minus 1 because there is one number less, and that is equal to 35, 7 by 17. Now this equation is so horrible that I'm not even going to touch it with a barge pole. Forget a pen. Let's look at how to solve it. Okay, so we'll focus on this number 35, 7 by 17. The first part we'll fix on is 35. Now 35 approximately is the average. Again approximately because a number has been erased. If 35 is the average, right, can I say that the first plus last term divided by 2 is approximately 35, right? We know that in arithmetic progression, the average is first plus last upon 2, right? So if I take this into consideration, I will get n as 69. And approximately, right? We'll not take this at face value. Now to find out whether n is 69 or not, let's focus on this 17. You have the average as a fraction, right? Because you're dividing by n minus 1. Remember, the sum will be an integer. The only reason you will have a fraction is because of the n minus 1 division. So the 17 comes because of n minus 1. Now if n is 69, what is n minus 1? N minus 1 is 68. And now we can see where the 17 comes from. 68 is 4 into 17. Great, so we are on the right track. Okay, now we've got one part of the equation. We now know n. It is a little easier to solve. Now you can actually substitute n in the equation that we saw here, right? And find out k. But I don't want to do that. Let's see what else we can do. Now, if we were taking all numbers from 1 to 69, the average would be exactly 35, right? If no number was erased, if we take all numbers, you would get an average of 35. Now we are getting 7 by 17 more, which means that the number erased, k, is less than 35. Does that make sense? It does, right? If I would have erased 35, then the average would have stayed at 35. Because the average has gone up, the number erased would be less. Now to find out how much less than 35, I need to find out how much has the sum increased by. See, the average has increased by 7 by 17. The sum would have increased by 28, right? Because 7 by 17 is 28 by 68. You just multiply by 4, right? So if the denominator is 68, the sum would have increased by 28. Now why would the sum increase by 28? That is because the number that you have erased, right, has left 28 after removing itself. So the number has to be 7, right? So your answer is option 1. Hope you enjoyed this video. See you in the next video.